This is LEGO Alpine Lodge, set number 10325, and it is the newest addition to Winter Village. And it's probably my favorite Winter Village set released yet. Although it does have one major flaw that could hold a lot of people back from buying it. However, before we get to that one thing, let's point out two other things that I think are utterly fantastic and make this one of the best buys of the year. Point number one is the scope of this set. Yes, it only has one building, which is unlike the last year's Holiday Main Street, but this building is fantastic. That we'll get to soon. But we also get 3 side builds and 5 minifigures, which in my eyes makes up for a lack of another building. These 5 minifigures are fun and they play around with this set's theme really well. You have lady with luggage, you have old grandma, you have guy, you have small child with hockey stick, and how could I forget skiing guy? Generic figures, sure, but they liven up the place and make it a lot more fun. Then, of course, you have this little snowmobile thing with a Christmas tree puller. A trailer? Is that the right word? Trailer? It's really fun and well-designed and sturdy. That trailer is really on there tight. Then we have the absolutely wonderful snow version of Shrek's outhouse. And the final side build is this nice little icy lake thing. You have this fun little pier, you have a nice little tree, you've got these little bins of ice skates, a tiny little snowman, and of course you can put a figure on here and play hockey or do whatever you want. I think it looks great. All the side builds are fantastic. I must say, I loved every single one of them. Building them, bringing them to life was really fun and special. And it fits in with this Alpine Lodge building super, super well. This mountain aesthetic. Which brings me to the second thing I love about this, and it is the building. The Alpine Lodge, I think, is utterly fantastic. The look of it is incredible. I love the log build. That was really fun and interesting, although very easy to mess up unless I'm just a complete stupid idiot moron. But I constantly was messing up this interlocking logs. But it looks great at the end of the day. It looks awesome. The roof looks great too, despite it having these 2 hinges that make it come together in a not so perfect way, but it does look pretty good and fit mostly well enough. We also have a ton of little details on the outside. The sign here that's a stickered element is a fun little detail. I love the little animal characters spread around and the firewood stack on the side of the building. It was clear that the lack of a second building really opened up a lot for the designer of this set. Not just on the outside, but the inside. The inside is great. You have an awesome ground floor with this fun little coffee table setup, a coffee machine in the background, a cozy little fireplace that's actually a light brick element, and the light brick also lights up the top floor, which is awesome. One of the best features in this set. And you have great little details here. You can put the Christmas tree here or out on the snowmobile. You have the middle floor, which has some nice beds and some cozy little areas. Then you have the top floor, which is another little bed area. Everything just looks great. There isn't an element out of place. Every little brick-built thing is fantastic. And unlike Hogsmeade's Village Visit, a lot of the detail isn't from stickers. It's from brick-built elements. There are some stickers, but not enough to be that mad about. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with it overall. I think it all comes together beautifully. Interior, exterior, side builds, everything looks so great. And I know what you're thinking. So what's the one thing that's troubling you about this? Why won't you give this a 100% glowing recommendation? What's the one thing? And that is, unfortunately, it doesn't quite fit with a lot of these other sets. Now, of course, we have some kind of outside the norm sets in the Winter Village, like the Gingerbread House, for example, but the Alpine Lodge absolutely does not fit with the aesthetic or the tone of almost every other Winter Village set. This one sticks out like a sore thumb, in a good way, I would say, but if you're trying to display it next to the other ones, it's not going to work. Simply put, this is one building that is meant to be located up in the mountains, up amongst pine trees, in the snow, whereas a lot of the other sets are just kind of meant to be sort of city areas, especially the Holiday Main Street. You cannot display this next to those, or Hogsmeade's Village Visit, which does fit in with a lot of the other Winter Village sets. This one is just too difficult to fit in, and as wonderful as the experience of building it was, and the amazing value you get for the price, which is just incredible, it just doesn't quite fit with the rest of the stuff. So if you're a die-hard Winter Village advocate, then this one is a sure buy, but you have to account for the fact that it is going to stick out. You need to have a different spot for it altogether.